What is the hottest thing anyone has done said to you? After getting with the girl I was perusing for a few months, we finished and were laid next to each other and I was audibly panting and said I need to go the gym more often and she said without pause, or you could just fuck me more often. I was a big turn on to be wanted back the way I wanted her and that the feeling was mutual. A girl I worked with that I thought was way out of my league asked me at a work event if we fuck tonight. Will it be awkward on Monday? We fucked. And I made it awkward on Monday. No regrets. At my wedding reception. Talking with all my friends. Just chilling and my new bride. Very shy and quiet type. Stood up and said in front of everyone. Come on. Husband. Come take this dress off of me 15 years later and that's still the best thing I've ever heard. Working retail. Cutest customer I've ever seen walks in. She asks me some bullshit. It becomes the smallest of talks. Trying to figure out how to advance this conversation so if she comes in again we'll have a rapport. Huh? So we should hang out sometime. Let me tell you. That is the hardest I have ever been. Right there in the bulk foods aisle. My fuck buddy and I we laying in bed probably 15 minutes after round 2. She starts sucking my dick again. I tell her I don't think I have another load in me. She responds. Almost flippantly. I don't care, I just like sucking your dick. Turns out I did have another load in me. After I threw up in my friend's bathroom from having too much to drink. My then fiancée thought she'd make me feel better by blowing me. And then we had sex right there on the bathroom floor. That was several years ago. And it remains the hottest, most intense sex we've had. One of the school dances during my senior year. This girl just makes her way to me. Drapes her arms around my neck. And starts dancing with me while looking me straight in the eyes to show me how much she was enjoying the moment and so she could see how much I was too. We said virtually nothing to each other the entire time. We shared a couple songs in the crowd. Got as close as being a school function would allow. And then she was gone. Never met her before. Never saw her since. Straight up confidence. Unafraid to go for what she wanted. And showing me so directly how wanted I was. Hoo boy. I haven't thought about her for a long time. Thanks. OP. Edit. Row. Thanks for the awards. Peeps. I did leave out a couple of details that let me know she wasn't a ghost or trying to make someone else jealous or interested in more or anything else. Sometimes you just want a couple dances with somebody. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. Sitting at a bar by myself and enjoying a drink. This was 15 years ago or so. This young lady I don't really know at all sits at the stool next to me and says, I'm sucking somebody's dick tonight and I want it to be yours. I throw my drink down my gullet and flash her my wedding ring. She responded, I'm married too and you don't have to feel about it. I walk off. I don't regret it because I love my wife. But it made me feel good about me because there were a lot of available choices for her there and she chose me first. Plus, I have never gotten an offer like that before stated so bluntly. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes. I really expected this to go unnoticed. Edit 2. I so never thought this would explode like it has. So many awards. Thank everyone so very much for the kind comments and conversation. I had to take a screenshot of this one picture of you at beach because your chest made me wet as fuck. I have a big chest and had never realized it was an attractive thing for some women, so yeah, that motivated me pretty hard to hit it more often at the gym. Edit. She was pretty shy, so by time she disclosed this to me we were pretty much dating. But still. Picking up a girl from the airport who I had been talking to. She was visiting for the weekend. She was wearing a sundress. Walked up to me. Hugged me. And put her panties in my pocket that she had taken off in the airport bathroom. Another girl threatened to suck my dick off. Mid-sex my boyfriend stops. Looks at me. And tells me my eyebrows are on point. When I'm on top and she wraps her legs around my waist and pulls me in closer. When I was in high school I worked as a bagger. So as I'm punching out, I wait for this girl that always worked mornings. Never really worked Roger though. She was punching out as I was punching in. As she slowly walks away as I punch in, she says, "The other day I was really horny and I thought of you." I'm sure she saw me freeze cause then she said, "You'd fuck me, right?" I looked at her and said yeah. She asked for my number and when I got off, we smashed. She was a wild one. A sex partner once told me we had to switch positions because my dick was too big. I'm pretty much on the average side. So yeah, that made me feel kinda special. A guy I liked unexpectedly pinned me against the wall and kissed me deeply. Then we walked on into work like nothing happened. It was speechless. She was riding me on a pool chair in a closed cabana and I was moaning uncontrollably. So she leaned over, put a finger over my lips and shushed me. Apparently I was way into that. A girl once came and gave me a hug outside this place where we were at a wedding reception for some friends. She eventually started kissing my neck, took my hand and laid it underneath her dress, and turned out she had no panties on. She whispered in my ear, "I want you to fuck me hard." And we found this amazing little spot inside some bushes and trees, and just had this insanely passionate 5-minute fuck in there. That's roughly 10 years ago. And that woman is my wife now. She's awesome. I love her more every day. And think she's even sexier now than when we met. We don't have sex quite as often as we used to, of course. But it's still really good when we do. We have a 5-year-old son. And I just love him and her to bits. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Edit. It should be mentioned that we did have a bit of a flirt going before this. It wasn't like she was a complete stranger coming over to me. My GF has very pale skin. We were having sex in the middle of the day with sunlight streaming in from the window on us, and as she orgasms I see her change color. Without exaggeration. A flush blooms in the middle of her chest and I watch it spread over her body, changing from porcelain white to an incredibly satisfying pink. It might have been the greatest gift I've ever received. A few years ago I was baking with a friend. We were doing these mini chocolate truffles. So I pick one up to give to her. Instead of taking it, she eats it from my fingers. And as she does, she sucks on my thumb for just a fraction of a second. Instant boner. Thankfully I was wearing briefs, so it didn't end up being awkward. Just recently I've been talking and hanging out with this girl I met over the summer. Only recently have we been getting sexually active. While I'm sitting at work on the night shift just chatting shit with a coworker when I get a snap from her. That's weird. I don't usually get straight up snap pictures from "oh my god, here comes a snap of her wearing nothing but panties and a button up shirt I left at her place ever so gracefully covering her tits with the caption 'I want you again so bad.' Holy shit. I went from 0 to a 10 in like 2 seconds. Good thing the coworker was talking to someone else at that time and I had time to adjust myself before it became pretty obvious. Woman in the grocery store. We made eye contact a few times and ended up leaving the store around the same time. Awkward flirting ensued as we tried to chat and push grocery carts. Her words exactly. "You're the most beautiful man I've ever seen." We ended up dating for a while. So, I was with my girlfriend at the time. I drove to a nice spot. When we reach there's an amazing sunset. Without saying anything she opens my zipper and begins giving me head. I couldn't keep my eyes open with intense pleasure. I finished fast, she swallowed my cum. Then she proceeds to put her head in my chest and enjoy the sunset. A girl I slept with once woke me up in the morning and immediately gave me a blowjob with a lot of eye contact. Still think about that years later. I was at a house party many years ago. There were a lot of people there and as I was trying to find my way through the crowd, I accidentally spilled some of my beer on this tall, attractive guy. Trying not to be too entranced by his handsome looks, I quickly tried to wipe the beer off of him with my hand. I blabbered something about his t-shirt not being so wet. He gave me this serious, yet alluring look and said, "Good. Now, let's start working on getting you wet." An ex-girlfriend and I went to see a movie. It was the last showing and literally only one other couple in the theater. She made sure we went to the last row and I thought it was because she wanted to make out during the movie. We did that. But she also decided she wanted more. She climbed on my lap and was grinding on me. Told me she wanted me inside of her. Unzipped my pants and started going at it. I only lasted a couple of minutes because she leaned back and told me to come inside her. That was like some kind of trigger word because a couple of thrusts later and I was unloading. I still can't watch Sum of All Fears without getting a hard on. "You can do whatever you want to me," said right before my first time. It set the stage pretty well, considering how nervous I was. Sex was an exciting new frontier for me and my partner. We had waited for a long time before we were comfortable trying it. I was personally insecure about doing it and he had a bad sex ed experience. When we started getting into the groove of things, I thought doggy style was pretty great and missionary was not great. I assumed he felt the same, seeing that he came quicker when we did doggy style. Amidst talking about it, my dude said that he preferred facing me when we did it, so he could see my beautiful face. It made me so happy to hear that. I realized my body insecurity hampered my personal missionary experience. I ended up enjoying sex more knowing he loved seeing my body and my face. "Your voice is so beautiful. I could listen to it all the time." "Holy shit, your eyes are beautiful," said in the midst of my sentence while we were chilling in the sea. A girl told me she liked my shirt, so I pretty much wore it every time I was in that social situation for the next 9 years until my new partner said it was too young for me and replaced it. First year uni. My first proper girlfriend introduced me to back massages when I was 19. She was 18 and more experienced. She rubbed me. She kissed me. She grinded herself against me as I lay there groaning. More than 20 years later I still find myself thinking about that occasion. And the part it always plays when I'm pampering other partners.